Hi, I'm Steph. Dreaming Skye is my baby. I wanted to make a video to introduce our website and what we're doing, but I'm not very good at talking about myself. So instead, I thought I'd introduce you to one of our fibre production team. This is Gawain. He's an angora rabbit. You can see he has the most beautiful coat under all this shavings. Gawain is probably our boldest rabbit. He's a real character. He's a real sweetheart, actually. He loves fuss and attention, and he also always wants to be fed first. Rabbits make great pets. We've kept rabbits for quite a long time. The first four that we had were all rescues. These guys are not, because we wanted specifically angora rabbits to help us with the with the fibre farm. So angora is a beautiful fibre, much sought after by knitters and spinners. Angora fibre only comes from angora rabbits. Angora goats actually make mohair. Interesting fact for you there, if you didn't know that. You can see that Gawain has a very thick coat here, so he does need quite a lot of grooming. As I said, rabbits make good pets, but they need more attention and more space than people think. Ours are they're a bit more enclosed than I'd like them to be at the moment, while we're waiting to move to Skye and get them their forever runs. You can see the glorious colour of Gawain's coat here. Angora rabbits are prone to matting if you don't groom them, and sometimes even if you do. And you do have to, particularly around the front, I've found, around the head, around the ears, where they can't groom themselves as well, then they will get little mats, and you do need to cut those out. But you can see the beautiful coat that Gawain has grown here. Absolutely lovely fibre. Look at this big ball of fluff. And you're adorable, aren't you? Yes, you are. You want to say hello to people? Say, hello, I'm Gawain, and I'm a funny little fusspot. Oh, sorry, baby. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. You put up with all of this. So our angoras live on shavings, which maybe isn't ideal, but actually is the way that works best for us. I tried them on fleece and toweling, which obviously is a bit more, well, it depends on whether it's more eco-friendly as to how you actually wash and clean the fleece and fibres, but I think sustainable shavings is the way to go for us, because it just suits us better. I found that they stay clean longer and their hutches are dry for longer, which, you know, the welfare of the rabbit always has to come first. Ours are indoors at the moment, although they're indoors in a conservatory. We are kind of hardening them off, because when we actually move up to Skye, they're going to have to live in a shed. So you're going to be a bit chillier, I'm afraid, mate. It's lucky you've got all this hair to keep you warm, isn't it? Yeah. Angora is a really interesting fibre, as I've said. One of the reasons why I wanted to work with angora rabbits quite so much is that a lot of the angora that we use in fashion and in clothing comes from China, and there are angora farms in China which are, you might imagine, not really about the welfare of the bunnies. So you can pluck hair from angoras, but only specific breeds. But that is the method that is used in those farms. And when I read about it, and I read about kind of hearing the rabbits screaming as their fur is ripped off, you can imagine that made me want to actually kind of create an ethical alternative. And honestly, I'm so pleased I did, because look at him. I mean, he is just the most adorable fluff ball that you've ever met. And I have 3 more like him. I have 2 girls and 2 boys. So Gawain is our oldest, but they are all still young, so they're still learning at the moment. And their fur is just about the finest that it's ever going to be. But he is just such a beautiful bunny, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You know that you're my favourite. Don't tell the others. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, so one of the tools that we use, okay, so we've got the slicker brush, which is best to use because Angora rabbits have quite thin skin. It's best used when they're actually in their kind of full coat to get through the coat, and it really does get those shavings out quite quickly. As you can see, I am covered now, but Gawain is looking a lot sleeker and cleaner. I also use these combs, particularly around the face where the fur is a little bit finer, just to gently kind of comb out any mats and make sure that the fur is nice and smooth. I do use scissors to clip them at the moment. I'm considering, you can see there's been some clipping going on of his ears. He did have his lovely fluffy ears, but unfortunately they had big mats on the end of them, so they had to be, those tips had to be taken off for a bit. But they do all grow back, and they grow back really quite quickly. And he is more comfortable. If you'll notice, when they get mats, that it does pull on their skin and actually is really uncomfortable for them. So it is really important to keep these bunnies groomed. The other thing, of course, that we need with bunnies is the nail clippers. I'm a bit naughty. I haven't actually clipped their nails yet, partly because, I don't know if you can see, but Gawain's paws are so fluffy that it's actually really hard to see where his nails are. But we're going to get on that, aren't we, baby? Yeah, we're going to get on that because you're a little bit sharp at the moment, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. So we keep an eye on them because obviously if they were to get too long, then they would start to curl over, and that would become really uncomfortable for Gawain. He wouldn't be able to move around and jump around as he likes to, and he does like to. He does not like to stay where he is put. And when I get him out to clean him, the first thing that he does is jump out of the pen I've put him in and have a jump all around the conservatory. But fortunately, Gawain is so tame that he'll pretty much come when you call him, and you can just grab him and give him a boost, can't we? Eh? That's what we do, isn't it? Yeah, beautiful boy. Yeah, so this is some of the Angora fibre that I've collected. You can see the different colours from the different rabbits that we've got. So this is Morgana's, she's black. And this, oi, this is Gwen's, and she's more of a soft kind of fawn colour. And Gawain is very interested in that bag. And then that fur can be carded like sheep's wool, blended with other fibres, and spun into wool to make a lovely fabric. You can make 100% Angora wool. It's incredibly warm. It's very smooth and shiny. You can see he's had enough of sitting still now. That's Gawain for you. He's like, I'm done now. You can make full Angora fibre, but Angora doesn't have memory, so it won't necessarily return to the shape in the same way that wool does. So that's why a lot of people blend it with wool or a mix of wool and alpaca as well, which keeps the softness and the warmth in there. But yeah, as you can see, he is a beautiful boy. And just a plea, if you are, you know, petless, and you are considering an animal, rescue rabbits make amazing pets. They are really, really sweet and less fuss than a dog. You can still take them for walks if you really want to. They will live indoors or outdoors. You do need, as I said, they do require more attention and more space than people tend to think. But they are such such characters, and they do they do show you real affection, don't you, Gawain? Don't you? Yes, you do. You love being around me, don't you? I love you so much. I know. That's enough of me and my baby talk. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And any questions, drop me a line, or post on the thread on our Facebook page, and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you. Ooh, say bye-bye, Gawain. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh.